Good morning, good morning, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. Shall I run that back one more time, chat? Shall I run that back one more time? Shall I run it back one more time? If you want me to run that back, give me a one. I'll run it back for you. If you want it again, I'll give it to you again. I'll give it to you again. I think I'm gonna keep that for the rest of the year too. If you want it, I'll bring it back. Put a one in the chat if you want it. Y'all want it back? All right, I'll give it to you. 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 Get used to this. Get used to it. Yes, sir. We are here. We are here. This is the Southern Gooner, and this is The Walking Dead. Ladies and gentlemen, it's no secret that this team is consistently dealing with a tyrant at the helm. And we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about this past weekend. We're going to talk about a little bit of everything this morning. And I can't tell you how excited I was to do this show this morning. I was extremely excited to be able to finally sit down and be able to do this because, I've heard a lot the last week or two. You've got individuals, people saying, oh, well, when the season started, they were, oh, we're going to win the league. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. We're going to take the Premier League by storm. We're going to take the world by storm. And in a matter of 90 minutes, everything changes overnight. You've got people looking, oh, well, why are we resting players? You've got people who you wouldn't even expect coming out questioning, what's going on here? What are we doing? Nothing that we hadn't already done. And I've got proof to show you this is nothing that we hadn't already done. This is things that we've already seen. It is just now, all of a sudden, because we've been on this vicious cycle of repeating the same mistakes, that now people are starting to take notice. But one man hadn't taken notice. As a matter of fact, he's turned it up a notch. He's turned it up a notch. And we are going to talk about it. I've got so much stuff here, I don't even know where to start. But what I think we'll do here is we'll just start off real light. We'll go a little light right out of the gate. Let's get this up right here. Because people need to understand for you. A lot of times I tell people you have to understand what's coming in order to be prepared. And a lot of times what happens is most people are not prepared. It's just like over here in the States. We get notifications of hurricanes and storms. Sometimes these storms are 6-7 days out, but it's coming. So you're able to go out. You're able to go out and get what you need. You're able to get, tape, wood, get your, extra battery, and you're able to get everything that you need in order to be prepared for the storm. Shout out to Shane Normsky, chat, everybody. Hope everybody's doing well. Enjoyed the show this morning, Shane. And you're able to get the necessary items that you need at your house. If you need bread, it's there. If you need water, it's there. If you need, extra food, non-perishables, it's there, canned goods. And you can ride the storm out. You would think that Arsenal fans would heed the warnings. Shane, you got Normsky, you got Northside, you got Yosh Gunner, he's out there doing it. You got Lee, you got Jez, you got DJB, Aaron, Views, Waffle Don, you BBK. You've got a plethora of people out there giving storm warnings. Nobody takes heed. Nobody takes heat. So what happens is they're going to work one day, and all of a sudden, here comes the storm. Boom! Turns everything upside down. Arsenal fans are watching games. You're playing suddenly. We say, hey, there's a storm coming. Boom! Turns everything upside down. And then all of a sudden, everybody's wondering, what in the hell just happened? And that's when we usually walk by and say, oh, that was the storm we was telling you about. DJB was telling everybody about this storm, this Aston Villa storm, over a month ago. Shane was saying he had a bad feeling about this game over a month ago. I was telling people, hey, Aston Villa, has anybody noticed the streak that Aston Villa's on? Nobody took heed. Norski sitting on panels telling folks, hey, the storm is coming. People in this chat was telling people the storm is coming. And nobody wanted to hear that the storm was coming. And now you see the schedule and you see what's coming. I don't want anybody on a panel show, and I'm gonna tell them I'm on with Potts today. I don't even want to talk about Wolves, because if we don't beat Wolves, you just shut the season down. Just shut it down and start over on the spot. If we can't beat Wolves after that performance we all saw yesterday, just shut it down, start over. Club Brugge is gonna be difficult tomorrow. We'll talk about that towards the end of the show. But let's look at what's coming, because there's a couple of storms coming. Everton, they're coming. They're coming. It's on the way. They're coming. Palace. You know you're in trouble when they didn't catch you scoring. Palace is on the way. Brighton. Villa again. They're circling back. They're circling back. They're spinning the block, as the youngsters say. Spinning the block. Bournemouth. In the chat. How many times did Bournemouth beat us last year? Shane Novsky, don't you say nothing. In the chat. How many times did Bournemouth beat us last year? Because people will look at that and they'll go, oh, it's Bournemouth. That game's out of the way. That game's out of the way. There's nothing to fear. There's nothing to fear but fear itself. That's right, Aces. That's right. 2. Home and away. Correct. Home and away. And that matches the first of the year. First of the year, right out the gate. And then who shows up behind that, ladies and gentlemen? Y'all see it? Who is that right there? Now on paper, our fan base is going to look at this and they're going to say, oh, Liverpool, no Salah. Oh, they're right for the picking. We're going to get our revenge. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. Look at that right there. Look at that right there. Now, this is probably going to get rescheduled. We'll see how it goes with the FA Cup coming up. But I can tell you this, what's getting ready to happen. If this gets moved, get ready for fixture congestion. And we're going to keep in mind this Liverpool game. Keep in mind this Liverpool game, because I want y'all to look at something. See, nobody's looking at this stuff. And this is why I said we give you storm warnings months in advance so that you can make preparations. So that every top gooner can make preparations, because the storm is going to be coming. So if they take this game, and I'm going to get to your chest in a little bit, so y'all just bear with me. If they take this game and say, you know what, we got to reschedule it, because Arsenal's playing Portsmouth, which everybody seems to be thinking we're going to blow Portsmouth away. But if you're from the old school, you know this is a little bit of a tricky game. Pompey's always been a tricky game. Tricky ground to play at, and they'll be up for it. This is a throwback for me. This is old school stuff right there. Forest enter Man United. Watch this now. Watch this. You got the Carrot game, Leeds, Sunderland. Oh, well, I tell you what, Arsenal's got a break in here between Brentford and Spurs. Let's drop the Liverpool game in there. See, There's nowhere to run this season. There's nowhere to hide. Because anywhere they drop that Liverpool game is going to create a mess. It's going to create a mess. That game dropped anywhere in the next few weeks will create a mess. So get prepared. Get prepared. Because Todd Goon said, they moved the Liverpool game. There's nothing to worry about. We can focus on this. We can focus on that. And then you start looking down the table and you're like, well, hell, where are they going to drop it at? So you want to come between, you want it right here? Between Everton and the Wolves? Okay, cool. No problem. Because right after that, you've got, Bournemouth and City. Do you want to fall between Bournemouth and City? Huh? Oh, you want City and Newcastle, Liverpool? You want to fall right there? See, this is what I'm saying. There's nowhere to run and hide this season. And I told people that way off when we got the schedule. I said the schedule this year is going to exhibit every weakness and frailty that this team has under this manager. And where are we at? We're right here in the thick of it, getting ready to start. This fan base operated as if we had already won the league last month. They were out in droves. Ticker tape parade. Oh, we're beating everybody. Quadruple Chelsea's defensive record. We're beating everything. We're doing it all. Now, this schedule would not. Not with this schedule. Would not. And for those who don't remember, when I did my early season predictions this year, I said the league will be won by about 72, 74. Somewhere. It won't be a lot of points this year. It's going to be extremely tight. Some folks thought I was crazy. And what does this table tell you right here? What does this table tell you right here? Look at that table. And this is just the beginning part of the season. Look at this. Look at this. Every time, listen, the best way I can explain this table to you all, to everyone, is if we drop 2 games and just anybody pick up 2 or 3 games, they're right on top of us. This is why City is right on top of us, because we dropped 2 games. For us to get to where we were, we would have to win 3 or 4 in a row, Premier League games in a row. In a row. And you have to ask yourself, do you see this manager? Do you see this team pulling it off? Do you see anybody pulling it off like that with this manager? No. Because he's exhibited many times that he does not understand how to deal with man management. Hence this stream. Let's go to the chat. Let's go to the chat, y'all. Let's go to the chat. Y'all bear with me here. Let's pull it up here. Let's go. Leopards don't change their spots. It was given. You were going to get injuries 100%. It's a fact. Anybody that watches professional sport knows the injuries are coming. We know that. It's preparation. Are you prepared for when the injuries come? This manager is not prepared. And I've got a piece of evidence here that's going to knock your socks off. You just wait. Cool Runnings FC. Every year, Cool Running comes on TV, so we know that it falls apart at the end. Exactly. This is Cortisone FC. This is what I call Arsenal, Cortisone FC. Like clockwork, any manager worth his salt would have won titles with this squad. Emery is and always has been class. Yeah, but you can't tell Top Gooners that. I don't hear that. Now they're saying it's not even worth the discussion now. No, it's not even worth the discussion. It's not even worth the discussion. No, why are we still talking about that? I heard that one last night. Why are we still talking about that? What are we bringing that up for? Because y'all talk about this match. People are saying this match is one of the best in Europe. Not Emery, that is. This manager. You know? Full sabotage when Havertz is back. Oh, we'll talk about Pee Wee, a.k.a. the Boogeyman. We'll talk about him a little later on. But the boogeyman is coming. The boogeyman is coming. He is on the way. Arteta is Resident Evil Albert Wesker, and the Walking Dead Negan roll into one for KSC and rules the club by giving false hope to the cult, to the cult like top gooners with no pressure to win in the Premier League or UEFA Champions League. That's correct. Hey, I'd even throw the governor in there for all my Walking Dead fans. He's about like the governor. You know, the governor was selling everybody a wooden nickels. Yeah, and that's exactly what Arteta does. Macy, what's going on, brother? Big up. Arteta would do something stupid that could get out of injured players injured like Rice and Timber. Oh, you just wait. You just wait. We're gonna go in depth. We're gonna talk about this manager. We are going to talk about this manager. If we went to Anfield, we still go for the draw. Yeah, when they come to the Emirates, we're gonna go for a draw. You what I try to tell you. And that's not going to be the same Liverpool team, which is why I want people to understand that when they come to the Emirates, that's not going to be the same Liverpool team that we had the opportunity to get one over on when the season started. Because the transfer window is going to be up. I would assume they're going to probably go out and strengthen because they need it. Salah's going to be off at the AFCON. We already see what's starting to happen there with a couple of players, Ekatike, Zabaslai. You're starting to see players starting to get it together. So by the time they get to us, and it's just because it's Liverpool, it's going to be a competitive game anyway. And this is what you can't explain to this fan base. They think that we're going to just blow past every team. And it's not going to happen like that. It's not going to happen like that this season. Watch Isak have the game of his life and score a brace. But see, this is what I'm saying is that he's starting to get it together because a lot of people not looking at the fact that he started because he held out this season, this preseason. He was not in tip-top form. Well, now he's starting to round into form. And I've said it on panels. I said when Salah leaves, the three across the front will pick up the pace, and then they'll have a functioning offense, and then all hell breaks loose. The only thing they have to just take care of is getting that defense showing up. Yeah. Big Aaron, what's going on, brother? Hope you're doing well this morning, my friend. Afternoon, over where you at, my man. He can't cope with pressure. That's facts. He cannot. Big up to Josh. Yep, Wesker and the governor. And what are we panicking for? We're still 9 clear points. 9 clear points of Everton. Exactly. That's what they'll say. They'll look at that and say, "Why are you panicking? What's going on there? What's the problem? Why are we even talking about Everton? Why are we talking about Brighton?" They'll look at top Gooner logic, and this is not geared towards you, Oliver, but the top Gooner logic is they'll see this, and then they'll go there. If you say, "Well, hey man, Everton's coming up," what are we afraid of Everton for? Look at where they are. Look at where they are. Look at where they are. But if you were to go back a few weeks, you see them down there. So that means they're on form. You just wait. My money is on White going down next. Well, you know we're in the danger zone with him. We've seen that before with White. This is game what? Shane, what are we on? Game 4? With Ben White, 4 or 5? That's usually about that time he starts to pick up a niggle. So we know that that's coming. And so, but you're hearing people come out. They're saying, "Oh well, if we would have had Saliba and Magalhaes, we would have dealt with Aston Villa." But brother, we lost to them last year with both of them in the team. How many times have we lost to Aston Villa with those two in the team? Hell, we lost to 10 men. We lost to 10 men united with them in the team. 10 men Fulham? Anybody? This is why I say top Gooner logic is emotional thinking. It's emotional thinking. And so you're not able to see things clear. You're not able to see things clear. But I just want you all to see this. as we get close. Let's go back to the crime scene from this weekend. Let's go back to the crime scene this weekend. Shane says, even if Ben White gets injured, we won't know about it until he's getting surgery 6 months after the fact. He'll be made to play on it until the rest are back from injury. Shane, that's if they come back from injury. That's the crazy part, is that's if they come back from injury. And you're 100% correct. You know, nobody is brought up that Declan Rice broke his toe last season. He didn't get surgery. He's still been playing. Declan Rice is hanging on by a thread. There's an old group. Hey, Norski's in the chat. My peeps in the UK. There's an R&B group. If my buddy Al is in the chat, happy birthday, Al. If he's in the chat, he'll know who this is. There's a group in the UK. They used to have this one song, hit song. It was called Hanging on the String. Lucian. You got me hanging on the string now. That's what Declan Rice is on. He's on the string. He's hanging on by a string. Declan Rice is hanging on by a string. And at any moment, it can go just like that. He can rest tomorrow. Come back the next game. Just like that. Ticking time bomb waiting to go off. Ticking time bomb waiting to go off. See, people are saying, well, he needs to rest this game. He needs to rest this game. He needs to rest. Well, the damage is done now. The damage is done now. And so it's just a matter of time now. It's just a matter of time. You just hope that when it happens, the severity is not as bad. You just hope that the severity is not bad, that maybe it's a week or two, that if we do miss him. And it's people have stated throughout the last 2 or 3 weeks, we had opportunities to rest a lot of these players early on in the season, especially in those Carabao Cup games, in those early Champions League matches. We had chances to rest players. We had games like Brentford there. We had games that we could rest players, rotate, and we may have sustained ourselves from any possible further damage down the line. But now, since this manager has went full military, and you're seeing these players being shoehorned into the team, you're seeing players come back. You saw we saw what happened with Trossard this weekend. As I got sidetracked there, but we're going to get to this game. But you see what is starting to happen. Let me get this up right here. I just want to bring up one thing from this past weekend. See, where's my screen at? Here he is. I just want to bring this up right here. I just want us to bring this up. You've seen this already. Some of you who've been on other shows, you've seen this already. But we're going to show it again right here. How many times do I have to tell y'all about this Zubimendi? How many times do I have to keep warning y'all about Zubimendi? Time and time and time and time and time. I have to tell you all about this Zubimendi. This was the last line of defense right here. Zubimendi, last line of defense. You got Odegaard before that. Not going to play the video because I don't want to get struck down. But you got Odegaard. Odegaard's jumping and bouncing. Bouncing and weaving. Look at the state of this right here. This is with the game on the line. If he's doing this in a regular season match, what is he going to do in a cup final? What is he going to do in a cup final? This is Zubimendi right here, 36. What is he going to do in a cup final? We don't have enough players that are committed to the cause in critical situations. And let me tell you something else. Let you all in on something. They're not teaching situational awareness at practice. They're not going over situational awareness at practice. Because how often have we seen this, ladies and gentlemen? This season, just this season, we've seen it over and over of seasons past, where we find ourselves in situations where games are on the line. We might can get a draw, we can get out of there, and we see complete capitulation. We see it time and time and time. Because we've been so far removed from it. This manager was making a living off of it, fourth to fifth in 1 week. Y'all remember that? Out of the Champions League place. You remember that? You remember eighth, fifth, fifth? How many times did we see that when he first got here? We're starting to see things we saw when he first got here all over again. They're repeating themselves. This Zubimendi came in. Everybody was, oh man, he's better than Thomas Partey. Now Thomas Partey's got his troubles of the past or what have you. But when you talk about football, he's nowhere near close. Nowhere near close. You got folks saying he's making tackles on the pitch that nobody's seeing. Invisible tackles. He's teleporting and doing tackles. He's doing tackles that nobody's seen. He's working. Is he working right here? Is he working right there? Let me tell y'all something. This right here, you know where I've seen this? I've seen this in Zinchenko. I've seen this behavior before. This is the new Zinchenko, ladies and gentlemen. Zinchenko will find himself in situations that will cost us the game time and time and time again. And guess what? Now you've got another player. Odegaard has another player to compliment him now that Zinchenko's leave, that he's gone. I told you all, anybody used to watch me and Lee, we always say when you're playing with Odegaard, you're playing a man down. Well, look. Now you're playing 2 men down. This is why Declan Rice is running all over the place. This is why Declan Rice is running ragged, because he's got to try to clean up. It's like trying to take care of kids. You ever seen a mom with 2 or 3 kids, and she's trying to take the toys out of one's mouth? She's trying to vacuum over here. She's trying to feed this one over there. This is what Declan Rice does on the pitch. He's trying to clean up over here, take care of this, take care of that, and he's running ragged. He's babysitting people like this. And people will come in and say, "Oh, well, he's got to get acclimated." This brother is what, 26, 27? This ain't no young spring chicken. This brother's been around a while. He knows better. He's coming to this league, and this league is just way too fast for him. Way too fast for him. Because in the previous phase before this, Declan's over there dealing with something else. Odegaard standing there watching him. See if I can find the screen right quick. Hold on. So I can find that for y'all right quick. Y'all bear with a brother. Bear with me here. So I can find that screen. Let's see. Here we go. Right here. Right there. Run it. Run it. There we go. Declan's going over there to deal with that. Here, look at this. Look at Martin. Look at Martin right there. On his tippy toes. Look at Martin right there. There he is right there. Martin is right there. Mr. Odegaard. Oh, dear God. Look at it right there. Declan Rice doing all of the work. Now, I'm showing you all this because this all ties right into today's title. Look at this. Look at this, brother. Declan Rice is running ragged. Ragged. Watch this now. Just to show you how rough it's getting. Look at that. People are saying, we're going to talk about him too. People are saying, well, the striker's not good enough. the striker is not good enough. Well, look where he's at. Look at where our big money striker is. Let me zoom out so that you can see it. Yeah, we might well just make him a right back, left back. Look at our striker. Look at our striker. Oh, that's the other attacking player there. Look at this. This is why we find ourselves in situations in late games when the other team is putting the pressure on. We have no outlets at all. None. Zero. Because this manager has made it. If you're playing in my team, you're going to come back defend regardless. You got Rice doing 3 people's jobs. You got a striker that's playing left back. You got another winger playing right back. And then you just got chaos going all over the place when you got Odegaard and Zubamendi, over there goofing off. And then they're down there playing footsies. Waffle, you're 100% correct. I'm gonna get to that too because I've got that audio sitting. I've got that audio sitting in the can, ready to go in just a second. It's sitting right here in the can, ready to go, brother. Because see, when you watch this game this past weekend, ladies and gentlemen, we watched this game together. And when the news broke that this brother here, man of the match, I said, well, surely they must got Stevie Wonder in as a guest announcer today to make that call. I mean, Mr. Magoo must have sitting in the studio to make that call. They said, oh no, it's Martin Keown says Odegaard is player of the match. Now, anybody that watched that game this weekend saw that Odegaard, there's no way. There's no way. Matter of fact, we'll go ahead and drop it. Let me get it up. Let's pull it up here, ladies and gentlemen. Let's pull it up. Bear with a brother, because I've got a lot to work with today. We'll go ahead and get this thing rolling. Let's get it up and going right here.
Arteta, are you a fan of Arteta?
Oh, I think he. What? Was there too
Go
much
fast
of
forward a little bit, y'all.
I would like to have seen him got Ollie Watkins, to be honest with you. He's a gooner. He might have given us a year and we might have won the title. But I think sometimes when you've got the main man and the captain of the club, Terry Venables did it. He took David Platt and he put me as captain. And Glenn Hoddle took me out and put Alan Shearer, which was a silly decision. But every now and again, as a manager, you have to put someone that reflects you, that reflects the football club, that you think you can actually take it to the next level.
Does he reflect Arteta?
Odegaard
Does Declan Rice
for me.
reflect Arteta?
I think he's better than Arteta. I think he's a winner.
No, but I'm saying, does Declan Rice portray all the values that Arteta wants?
I think he's an Arsenal kind of leader. I think he is. He's a good in the dressing room, around the training camp, around anything. He's got standards. He's got principles. He's got, I can see the man that's he's a proper player and a proper captain.
I think Declan Rice.
Do you look at Declan Rice?
Did you hear what? Whoa! See, you know how we like to do it over here. We like to go back and analyze. We go back and analyze things. Did y'all hear that? Did y'all? Remember I told y'all you have to listen with a third ear. Did you catch that? Did anybody in the chat? I'm full screen, so I had to look. I'm looking down here in the corner here, so I'm looking at everybody. Did anybody catch what was just? Anybody catch what was just said? Because if you weren't listening, it went past you just like that. And shout out to Tony Adams, by the way. Shout out to Tony Adams, greatest Arsenal captain of all time. Did anybody catch what was just said? If you did not, we keep it interactive over here. Put a 1 in the chat, and we're going to circle back. We're going to circle it back a little bit. Put a 1 in, and we're going to replay that because I want you to hear this. I want you to hear this because people think folks are crazy. People say, "Oh, he's the only person that thinks like that. There's no way he could think like this. That's people are was going in on Tony Adams when the season started. Watch this. Let's go back. Listen real close.
The balls he's got, I can see the man that's he's a proper player and a proper captain.
I think that.
Did you hear that? What did the guy just say right there? What did he just say?
Player and a proper captain.
I think that.
I agree.
Do you look at Declan Rice in a way?
I agree. 1, 2, 3 on this stage. This fella is a little questionable, but these two right here agree with him that Declan Rice makes a better captain. And a lot of us in the community have been saying that for years. When Declan Rice came, he was like, yeah, you pretty much go ahead and get ready to make him captain. It's no coincidence that these kind of players tend to be leaders in the team. Kieran Tierney, anybody? Kieran Tierney came in. Everybody was immediately, yeah, we can make him a captain. I can see him being the captain. Arteta didn't like that shit. I'm making Odegaard the captain. Well, why is he making Odegaard the captain? Because he can control him. Odegaard, come on, look at Odegaard. Does Odegaard look like he can lead something? He can lead you into a fire. You explain to me on what planet is Odegaard leading Arsenal over the line this year? I'm waiting because it ain't gonna happen. It ain't happening. And so when you go to this past weekend, we're getting ready to go back to this past weekend. I want people to say, well, why was Odegaard man of the match? Tell us, Tony. Tell us.
Would have done it, but you're talking about Arteta and stuff, but Arteta's not done it, so I'm being critical of Arteta at the moment. I think big managers go, right, actually, you're my man now.
Could I just clarify there, because you might have misspoke or you might have meant it the way it came out. Did you say, I think Rice is better than Arteta, he's a winner, as in Arteta's not a winner?
Well, I think, yeah.
Yeah, actually, you heard him right. See, this is twofold. This slipped past everybody, by the way. This is actually twofold. This is a twofold discussion. Because when he started initially, Tony was talking about, I think Declan Rice is better than Arteta. He said it, and then they rolled into Odegaard. So Tony's letting you know, yeah, I'm really not feeling it. And plus, when it started, he's Tony's already let you know, yeah, I don't think he's up to snuff. There's no more qualified individual than Tony Adams to let you know whether or not somebody's gonna make it at the football club. How many times have we heard stories about him jacking people's ass up in the locker room before they go out to the games? New signings coming in, he's laying down the law. This is what we do over here. Going out to dinner with people, telling everybody this is what the rules are. This is what the expectations are. Every team needs a player like this on the team. I've had players like this. I had 2 players in the teams I used to coach. Even when I was in high school, I had some guys that I used to have to say, hey, you are the law and order on this team when I'm not around. Who lays the law and order down. And men like this know it. You cannot fool players like Tony Adams. You can fool like Odegaard. These Odegaard running around here shuffling and going on. You cannot shuffle past somebody who has put in time in the field, in the fire that has been tested. And Macy's 100% correct. Far superior. Don't get me started on Arteta as a player now. Don't get me started on that now. We're going to go there, but not right this second.
Opportunity this year to actually turn into a winner. He's 5 years now. 5 years. He got great success at the start with a very defensive team. We didn't have the forwards, so we defended in numbers. We didn't defend well. The defenders didn't, but they defended as a unit, which really got everyone behind the ball, basically, and we nicked the FA Cup. So going on and winning leagues, to win league titles, you have to be a Klopp, you have to be a Ferguson, you have to lead by example, you have to be a winner, you have to go about your business, and that reflects in your captain.
Oh, whoa. Wait a minute. What did Tony just say? He said, let's play that
You
back
have
again.
to be a Ferguson. You have to lead by example. You have to be a winner. You have to go about your business. And that reflects in your captain. And by making Odegaard a captain is a reflection of Odegaard and of Arteta. And I can really see that. And I'm seeing.
See, you see that? My man Tony Adams crushed him across the board. This is why they were so mad. This is why Top Goons was so mad this summer. They were so mad because the fact of the matter is Tony Adams not only undressed Arteta, pause, and he went right after Odegaard, both of them two in the same, and put them together. And you know what that is? You know what he's saying? You know what he's saying, ladies and gentlemen? He's saying it's setting the football club up for mediocrity. Odegaard is a reflection of Arteta. Arteta is a reflection of Odegaard. It is setting up the football club and the team this year for failure. It's no coincidence. Soon as Odegaard was back in this team, we're back to struggling again. And I've told you time and time and time and time, as long as I've been on YouTube, I've told you that Odegaard is the man that complements the main man. And we all know who the main man is in this team in midfield. It's Declan Rice. Odegaard is basically the Robin. Hey, you need to go sit over there. Batman's going to tell you what you need to do. Every time Robin tried to go off just about to go do something back in the day before, all this Nightwing and all this shit, Robin would get his ass in trouble, and guess who'd have to bail him out? Batman. Here comes Declan Rice, bailing him out every single time. How about you just listen and learn? That's what Odegaard, hey, you need to be listening and learning. This manager and Odegaard are intertwined. This is why you and we're going to talk about this. We're going to be here for a while today. So I'm just letting y'all know it's going to be one of those long streams today. Because we're going to talk about how this manager treats certain players. I was privy to some information this weekend during the game when Lee said, "Hey, Gabriel Jesus is under 21s. He's training with under 21s." I said, "Oh, okay." I heard that and I said, "Okay, cool." Now I filed that away too, and we're gonna come back to that in a second too. All this is gonna tie in together.
Declan Rice as a captain, but I'm saying to Arteta, come on, step up now. It's your time to be a winning manager.
What kind of manager did he just say? It's time to be. See, this is why I like to be interview with Tony Adams, because see, Tony Adams didn't hold back. There was a lot of subliminals in here. And it bypassed a lot of people because they were concerned with just the Odegaard part. But this was a call out of Arteta as well, because he just said
winning manager.
Not just a manager, winning manager. One FA Cup in 6 years ain't cutting it. And in certain circumstances with certain individuals, one little trophy this year ain't going to cut it because you've had a bevy of time. This is why you're seeing Liverpool fans over there now saying, you know what? Nah, he's got to go. Because they realize that, yeah, we have won. We may have won the Premier League this year, but we're looking at the next 2 or 3 years. See, Arsenal fans only think about the moment. So that's why when you won the FA Cup, they basically 7 years. You can stay as long as you want. We got a trophy. They're still living off the last trophy. Whereas other clubs with high ambition live off of what's going on right now. What are we looking like for the next couple of years? Because they're looking down the line to forecast, will we be successful? This is why we find ourselves in the situation that we're in right now, where everybody's just you still hear people go back to the FA Cup. Oh, and the FA Cup, that's been over half a decade ago. And people are still going back to that. For all my American fans in here, this is just equivalent, especially if you're following a world football now. This is the equivalent of these Dallas Cowboy fans going back to 1992. Deion Sanders. Oh yeah, we won 92. Chicago Bull fans. Oh yeah, man. Jordan. You know how many decades ago that was? Now, how far back that was? Invincible season, Arsenal. Invincible. Most of the fan base wasn't even around to see us go invincible. But they keep going back to it. Is yours gold? No, it's old. It's old. This is why it was important for individuals like Tony Adams to come out and say what he said this past summer. Because you have to look at what he's saying and you have to analyze it and you have to think about it. It causes a lot of introspection. And this fan base don't want to look within. They don't want to look within.
A fantastic manager, because you're not going to win the league with Odegaard as captain. I'm sorry. It's going to be a rotation job, and you're going to get the same mentality of sometimes him and that one to come out and that one to go in and that one.
Are we not seeing that right now? Are we not seeing this play out? Look at Zubimendi. This one here, that one there, This, yeah. He's telling you. It ain't happening. Well, how is he qualified to say that? Because he's failed as a coach one time. See, people like to point at Tony's failure when he was at, I think it was Portsmouth, if I'm correct. I think it was Portsmouth, if I can remember. I think it was Portsmouth. Somebody in the chat, correct me if I'm wrong. But when he coached, he failed. And see, this is where when we talk about failure, and we bring up Arteta's failure. Let me tell you something. As a former coach, I fail. But you know what's the most important thing about failure? It provides you with an opportunity to learn. And this is where most of us have the with this manager, is because he continues to fail and not learn. I'll say it again. This manager fails and does not learn from his actions. This is why you're seeing what you saw this past weekend. This is why you're seeing exactly the same thing we've seen in past seasons starting to play out again. He's not learning. And neither is some of this fan base. They're not learning. We've tried to tell people, hey, we went through this last season. We're 2 injuries away from capitulation. We got this problem over here. There's a problem over here with Odegaard. There's a problem over here with Zubimendi. Declan Rice is playing too much time. Timber just got back from injury. Trossard's hurt. Jesus is never going to be the player that y'all thought he was. He's coming back. Yeah, but he's only scored 16 Premier League goals in his entire time of being there. So what do you expect to change from that? Gyökeres will never be the player that he was at Sporting Lisbon because the manager doesn't suit it. The manager's philosophy doesn't suit him. We're telling you all this stuff. We see it. He sees it. The manager doesn't see it. I'll tell you who does see it. And I tell you, it's no coincidence that it's going real. When it gets real quiet, that's when you better start worrying. Berta sees it. This ownership sees it. What did they say they expect this year? They said trophies. They didn't say trophy. They put an S on it. Trophies. Multiple. I told you all during the summer that this is Isle of Patmos settings. Seals are opening up. The 4 horsemen of the apocalypse are coming. They are coming for this manager. I told you all that there will be signs that this thing was getting ready to come to an end. And you're starting to see it unfold just like this. This Odegaard situation is back in the team. Eze back out to the left. What was Eze doing out to the left, and what were we doing when Odegaard was in midfield before he left? We were scuffling. Magalhaes bailing us out on set pieces. It was set piece, ole. Before Eze even joined the team and Odegaard was there, what was he doing? Nothing. Nothing at all. But don't you worry. Don't you worry. The boogeyman's coming. So, hey, Yokers, you better get ready because the boogeyman is on his way.
You know, you've got someone in there that's going to play every game all season, that's going to encourage people to come in and do this and do that and lay the foundations of a title-winning team. Declan Rice can do that. Odegaard can't.
That's what people don't want to hear. They don't want to hear the reality, Tom. They don't want to hear the reality that this brother, Odegaard, is not going to do it. He's just not going to do it. He's just not going to do it. And so what happens is we repeat the same thing over and over and over and over again. You know, I'm going to see if I can find this other clip here. I think it's on this one. Yeah, it's on this one. Y'all bear with me here. Let me get this up. Let me take this video out. Bring this one in. Y'all bear with me. Bear with the brother. Let's get it right. Yeah, this is it.
You weren't the same on me that we had.
Shout out to Dan Potts, by the way. Make sure y'all subscribe. I'll be on there tonight with the guys. I want to find this one bit right here.
Best player, exception of Saka. I would the mind and the body of players and what it takes.
Okay, yeah, here it is. Here we go. Y'all listen up.
And he's not 100% fit. Instead of playing Mosquera from the start, don't get me wrong, he hadn't played a game for Arsenal yet. Saliba plays, 5 minutes in, comes off, Mosquera comes on. I think that sums it up a little bit.
One thing I would say with Mikel is he stopped playing football 8 seasons ago, maybe. Yeah, he knows the mind and the body of players and what it takes to play at this level. I'm not like, you know, okay, with the exception of Saka, I will agree. I think he overused Saka in some games, considering he was our best player.
Now, y'all probably think I'm finna rip off into Stricto. I'm not finna rip off into the brother Stricto. I'm actually gonna say he's correct. What? Shocking. I know y'all are shocked. Y'all know there's a caveat behind this, right? Stricto is not wrong in what he just said. We'll play it again. Let me play it again. Novsky, I know you're smiling. I know you're laughing. Rashid, I know you laughing over there. Because y'all know what's coming.
In some games, considering he was our best player at the time. But we have to remember, like, this is a man who ain't a Pep who retired how many years ago, who ain't a Jurgen Klopp who's never played at the top, who ain't insert any manager's name there. But this guy is come off relatively his career ending not too long ago. Like he knows all of this stuff. He knows like what a player would need.
He knows. How do you know he knows, man? You just hold on. Let me show y'all. Let me show y'all better than I can tell you. Because this brother, Stricto is one. When I heard Stricto say that, I said he's 100% correct right there. And I know Shane was sitting down there, head was about to explode. But Shane, you watch this, Shane. Watch this, Shane. I'm going to show it to you, brother. Chat, are y'all ready? Drop them ones in the chat if you're ready. Drop the ones in the chat if you're ready. Drop the ones in the chat if you're ready. Because I'm going to show you better than I can tell you. I'm going to show you better than I can tell you. Because Stricto was spot on the money when he said what he said about it. He should know. He should know. Are y'all ready? Get ready. Let's zoom in right there. Right there. This is Monsieur Mikel Arteta's injury record. So he should have firsthand knowledge of what it takes to take care of a player. He should know. Mikel's playing career was impacted by a variety of injuries. Oh, shit. But the most severe was a cruciate ligament tear in his knee in 2009 while playing for Everton. This single injury caused him to miss over 330 days of action in 79 games. Right there. First-hand account. Key injuries during his playing career. We just talked about the cruise ship. Let's go to 14-15. Who was he playing for in 14 and 15? Who was he playing for in 14 and 15? Who was he playing for? Who was he at? Where was he at? He was running around where? At the Emirates. With the captain's arms badge on. Running around. Running over the pitch. Si, senor. You are 100% correct. 100% correct. He was here. He was here with Arsenal. Ankle surgery. Bone spur. How many days? 76 days. 14 games missed. 14-15. Calf problems. 50 days. 14 games missed. 13-14. Hamstring. Oh, shit. You hear that? Are you watching this, Kai Havertz? Soccer, are you watching this? Are you seeing this? 42 days. 13 games missed. Ligament injury. 2011. 30 days. Hadn't even got to the damn club. Good. Look at it. So when Stricto says that he was a player and he knows, he understands, he should understand. He should have a first-hand account. He was crocked here too. This brother was a crock. And I have to remind people that over and over. That one year we won the FA Cup, he was standing there. For those who can remember, he had on blue jeans. Blue jeans. And Alexis Sanchez is looking like, bro, what the hell are you doing here? You didn't help win this. We went through the fire. He shows up to come hold the trophy up. Look at me, guys. See, this is why a lot of times how often do I tell y'all this all the time? You have to ask, when did some of these folks start supporting the club? Because you would have remembered that. You would have remembered that. I remember this. Hell, I couldn't help. We won two FA Cups. I was like, up on the finger before he left. So I was like, hell, I couldn't remember that. Anybody remember coming off that trophy drop? Anybody who went through that trophy drop know what I'm talking about. It was dire times, but it was dire times, bro. It was dire times. We didn't see nothing. It was bone dry. Bone dry. And you look at this right here on your screen, and you see what I'm talking about. This brother is a specialist in injuries. He knows. And he knows better. Which is why you have to ask the question, why are you subjecting these young men to what you've already been through? Why are you subjecting these players to what you've already experienced? Why are you not taking better care of these players? It's all about ego with this manager. It's all about ego. It's all about ego, chat. And you're right, Norsky. Yeah, literally, some of the same injuries that our players are dealing with right now. See, I have a long memory. I have a very long memory. And it's one thing as a manager, you always have to look out for the welfare of your players, because when their playing career is over, they still have a life to live. They want to be able to walk and pick up the child. They want to be able to enjoy a good quality of life. How many times do you hear about players when they retire They're talking about these injuries. They're talking about some people are walking, can barely walk. You got deformities, all of this stuff. You still have to make sure as a manager, even though you're trying to compete for success, that you're watching out for the welfare of the player. Look at soccer. Look at him. Tell you what, hold on. We bring that up too. Shout out to Yorkshire Gunner for providing this here. I saw this morning. Let me see. I think I put it on here. If I didn't, I can go grab it right quick. Let me see. I put it up here. Let me see. I don't think I saved it. Y'all bear with me here just a second. I got it in my email. Let me pull it up here right quick. Y'all bear with me here. Let me save this here. But this is what I'm saying is that you look at this, whole situation. Oh, you know what? I know what it is. Let me see here. Let me see if I put it in this folder. Y'all bear with me here. Let me see. I know exactly where I put it because I knew I downloaded it because I had it. There it is right here. There we go. Look at this brother. Look at this brother right here. Look at him. Look at this. Just look at it on your screen. Watch this. That's the new kid on the block. See, the manager has taken soccer and he has broken him. We sat on shows last year. Me, Shane, JB, Rasheed, Aaron, Lee, Jez, Kenny. We all sat on shows last year. And we told people that soccer was not going to be the same player this year. And what did they say? How do you know that? Why are you being so negative? How do you know that? I'm not saying soccer's a bad player at all by any stretch of the imagination. I still think he can provide. He can still do a little something, but he's not as dynamic as he used to be. And whose fault is that? And this is why you see him trying to overcompensate during games now. He knows in his mind. See, this is how a player, when those injuries start mounting up on a player, and you hear these stories. You go back, anybody, if you don't believe me, go back and listen to these old stories from like basketball players and retired footballers, and you start hearing. It's like Michael Owen is a really good one. You go back and listen to these stories about in their mind, they still think they could do what they were doing before the injuries occurred. And so they're trying to still do it. Because in their mind, they say, well, I've done it before, I still can do it. And right here proves it. He's not the same player as he was last season and the season before that. So how do you solve that problem, man? I'll tell you. This is when it comes down to these managers. Oh, that's a great shot right there, brother. That's a great shot right there because we've seen this before. But I can tell you how to solve this problem because soccer is still salvageable. He is still salvageable. You got to have the proper manager. You've got to have the proper manager. See, people forget. I've said this time and time again as well. Arteta is doing what? Learning on the job. Learning on the job. Learning on the job. Noski, you're in my head this morning. You've got to take him from where? Outside and move him in. Oh, there's a story of an Arsenal player, a great that played here. He was a little injury prone at Juventus. Arsene Wenger took him and put him from the wing to where? in the center. And what happened? Saka on the wing is being overran, overworked. He's required to do too much. Slide him off from out there. This is where I'll be telling y'all all the time about this manager and his inability to understand and assess situations. And the players is crying out. He's saying, hey, I'm trying to do the best I can. He's overcompensating. This is why you see him losing the ball a lot, crazy shots. And the manager is just letting it play out. And in his mind, in this manager's mind, well, we can just solve that by just playing. We can just solve that by playing. Let me go back here. We can just solve that by playing him right here. We'll just move him over there. Don't worry about it. That'll solve the whole problem. He just basically, we'll just hide it. We'll hide the problem. So when you see a bunch of players that's all in one position, y'all remember we got all these left backs. I mean, these the left backs and left backs on top of left backs. He never addresses the situation. He just buys another problem. He just buys another problem. This is why you always hear me say all the time, speak it off. Cut it off. Don't give him another nickel. Yeah, a supporting striker. We're going to talk about that too, Caps. Because we're going to talk about our striking a little bit too. We're going to talk about him. We're going to talk about him in a little while too. So y'all just hold tight. Like I said, it's going to be a lengthy show today. Lengthy show. Hadn't done one of these in a while. Let's go to the next slide. Robbie asks, why are we getting so many injuries? Is it really bad luck? Or are we overplaying it? What, Rob, we've been telling y'all this for over a year, brother. We've been overplaying. We've been overplaying these players. Our players, they look like they're young, but in a sense, they're 19, they're 2001 Ford Focuses. These are used pickup trucks out there on the pitch. And anybody over in the States know what I'm talking about. You get an old used pickup truck. A 1998 Highlander. Our players are run ragged. 200,000 miles on the engine. 300,000 miles on the engine. 400,000 miles. Watch this now. Where is it at? Where is my? Y'all bear with me here. Let me pull this down. Pull that down. Let me pull some of this stuff down here. Where's my other? There we go. Oh yeah. Oh, here we go. This gonna hurt some folk feelings this morning when I pull this up. This gonna hurt some folk feelings. This is gonna hurt some folks' feelings because Robbie asked, why? Let's go back. Let's pull Robbie back up one more time. Let's pull Robbie back up one more time here. He said, Robbie wants to know, the brother Robbie wants to know. He said, why are we getting so many injuries? Is it really bad luck or are we overplaying? I tell you exactly why we get them. I'm gonna show you better than I can tell you. Are y'all ready for this? Y'all ready for this? This would hurt some folk feelings. Let's take a trip back in time, ladies and gentlemen. We all remember this. We all remember this. Just go back 5 years. Let's go back 4 or 5 years ago and let's revisit this incident. Yes, sir. What's up, brother? Good to see you, my friend. Much love. Much love. Look at this right here. People misunderstood Arteta push. Party clarifies infamous incident. Thomas Partey came in. Watch this now. And this is why when you look at when our title is the pain and the suffering of players under this manager. You got to go back and let's put this in record. Because if you was to ask him this today, you'd probably get a whole different answer. But at the time, we're looking at this. Everybody's watching the game. Arteta, get back, push. He's pushing him. You know. Asked about the incident, Partey told TV3 in Ghana, well, I think people misunderstood the situation. I remember when I first took the ball from one of the Spurs players, and then I felt my calf, and then I was walking straight to the bench, and then I didn't know what happened. I saw them attacking us. Arteta did not push me. I tried to run back and tried to save the situation, but I could not. It was very painful, and the media took it, and everything went viral. So let's break that down. Let's break all of that down. Let's break all of that down. Brother, if you felt pain in your calf and you reaching for it, and the manager is pushing you back out there, and you talking about you trying to get out there, and the manager is pushing you instead of saying, hey, bro, sit down. Sit down. Sit down. Then he's complicit in the crime. He's complicit in the crime. Where's my image at here? I got another. This is how this manager treats some of these players. This is how this manager treats these players. Let me show y'all right now. Right here. Right there. This is how this manager treats these players. He's going to get all of that milk. He treats them like cattle, like herds of cattle. This manager gets everything he can, and then that's it. The players are a shadow of their former selves. We've seen this time and time and time and time and time and time and time again. See, this brother be gone, and then these players still have to suffer. Because, see, nobody's bringing this up. It used to be, ladies and gentlemen, oh, we've got a young squad. We've got a young squad. We got a really young squad. We've got a young squad. We got a young squad. We got up and coming. We got up and coming. We got up and coming. We got young squad. We got, Now look at the situation. Most of these players are starting to get older. Some are supposed to be in their prime. Some are supposed to be, next level. And DJB mentions this all the time about how the repercussions of this manager being here for an extended period of time is going to hurt in the long term. And this is another example. When you look at these players, and you see right here, that right there, when I saw this graphic, I said, "Oh, this is the best picture. One of the best pictures I've seen of how these players are treated, like cattle." Now, like I told y'all, I saw somebody in the chat that said that Declan Rice he didn't practice today. He'll take him out of the game tomorrow, and probably against Wolves, but that's still done. The damage is already done. It's like riding on a donut. You can only go 40 miles per hour. You're really not supposed to be speeding on it. So he's basically just making do until it actually happens. I told y'all, player welfare is not this manager's strong point. player welfare is not this manager's strong point. Where is that graphic I had? I had another graphic I wanted to show. Oh, yes. Goes right back in line with that soccer picture I just showed y'all and what Party was talking about. Right here. Oh, yes. Right here. Right here. Oh, yeah. Let's go through this, y'all. Ben White. The training is harder than the games. Shit. When you hear that, let me tell y'all something as a coach. When you hear that, it's getting rough, man. The training is harder than the games. Double sessions. Let me tell y'all something, man. Double sessions. When you think about it, double sessions. Gym work straight after the pitch sessions. That's ass backwards. Do y'all hear that? Now I'm talking to y'all as a coach. Now let me zoom in. Let me come in. I'm talking to you all as a coach. Gym work right after the pitch work. Brother, you setting your players up for doom. You don't go heavy in the gym, then go out to the. I mean, you don't go. You go to the. You do gym work first, then you go to the pitch. You're flipping it. They put in a 3-hour training session outside, and you tell them to come in and lift. You know what that creates? Muscle fatigue. This is why you're seeing these ligament injuries, hamstrings getting pulled, shoulder injuries. He's overworking these players. I'll bring it back if you don't. And people say, I hear what you're saying, Caps, about training sessions should be intense. That's what your preseason's for. Preseason training is actually supposed to be intense because it's getting you ready for the season. And I'm not yelling at you. I just want you to know I'm not yelling at you. But I'm just trying to hammer home the point that when preseason, this is why when you look at Jokeris coming in this year, when you look at Jokeris coming in, Jokeris should have been signed, sealed, and delivered as soon as the window opened up so that he could get into training and get in. And up to speed, whether he wanted Sesko or whoever. See, this is why we used to sit on panels and we used to always, everybody, we had this discussion about transfer. Every time we would get on these shows, we would say, Waffle could tell you, we would sit up there and say, sign the transfer as soon as the window opens so that the players can get in and get acclimated. Stop waiting until the last second. Jokeris literally got signed before we went to Singapore, wherever it was this past summer. And he comes in, he's out of shape. He's barely getting it together. He could barely get things going. And then when he gets here, he can't hit the side of a barn. Out of shape, out of form, out of mind. But see, this is why when I brought up about Gabby Jesus, see, this manager, he plays to his favorites. Oh, yes, he does. Oh, yes, he does. He plays up to his favorites. Because Gabby Jesus is with the U21s. He's getting himself together. He's training. He's getting his body in shape. What about Jokeris when he got injured? Why don't we send other players down to the U21s? Those players should be down there playing for about a month on end, so that when they come back, they're back up the max speed. Let's not forget now. For those who think I'm being rough here, let's go back to Emmitt Smith-Rowe. Where did Emmitt Smith-Rowe get injured at? What did he get injured doing? Chat, put it in there. What did he get injured doing? Injured in the what? Injured in the what? Warm down. He got injured in the warm down. That's after a game. He got injured in the warm down. Kai Havertz injured warm weather training in December. You have to ask yourself questions. What the hell are y'all doing? Well, right here. Right here. Benny Blanco has told you. The games are harder. The training is harder than the games. Double sessions, gym work straight after the pitch. It's nonstop. You see that? It's nonstop. That's a cry saying, damn, man, he wearing us out. And I've played for some demanding coaches. When I played semi-pro and when I played high school ball, I played for demanding coaches. But damn, and I was a demanding coach. But damn, double sessions and gym work. And y'all wonder why people dropping like flies. Dropping like damn flies. This is lunacy. This was Aaron Ramsdale. I've never been this fit in my life. But I've also never been this tired. Preseason under Arteta is brutal. That's actually when you're supposed to be going to putting through the rigors. So why are you still doing this when you go back? Because Ben gave you a window. I always say sometimes you have to look. You have to look inside the window when somebody gives you a chance to look in there. If somebody opens the door, look in there, see what look in there, see what you can see right quick. He let you in there right quick. The training is harder than the games. Double sessions. Gym work straight after the pitch. So during preseason, you're going through your paces. You're going through all this during preseason. Watch this. Why the hell are we going to warm weather training in December doing the same thing? Treating it like it's preseason. Ask that question. Why are we doing this in preseason? In December in warm weather training when we've already done it in preseason. Declan Rice, after first preseason, this is his first preseason. What did he say? I thought I was fit coming from West Ham. I wasn't ready for this level of intensity. Hey, Shane, my legs were gone after day 3. They gone right now. Shit. Day 3. This is back then. He's saying that. And then Declan goes to the same warm weather training that Kai Havertz went to. Same exact warm weather training. Wait a minute. Magalhaes. We run in training more than in matches sometimes. The GPS numbers in some sessions are crazy. In some sessions. What did we see in the opening credit? Hold on. I'll play it again. What did we see? For those who came late. We run more in training than in matches. Y'all see this? Do y'all see this? Do y'all see this? Watch this. Hey, there's somebody who knows, like, hey, Brian, you ain't gonna get me. This is probably Eddie Nketiah. This is probably Eddie Nketiah. This is probably Eddie Nketiah. This might even be Kieran Tierney right here. Watch this. He'll make you do a full session again if the intensity drops even 5%. There's no hiding place. If he dies, he dies. He'll make you do a full session again if the intensity drops even 5%. This is why you're seeing players drop like flies. And we're seeing muscle injuries. Overuse. And when you try to explain this on a panel and you say, these players, you know what, Crane, it might actually be Tommy. Because I don't think Tommy's on here. But yeah, it might actually be Tommy. I wouldn't be surprised. And then you look at these players when they leave and go somewhere else, they flourish. They flourish. They're able to get away. It's like somebody said, surviving Arteta. If he's doing this in preseason, what the hell is he doing during the season? Don't worry, we got that too. Oh, yeah, we came prepared today. Watch this. You're in Timber on rehab and training. Watch this now. Even when I was injured, I had to be in the training ground at 7 for gym and analysis. The demand never stops. Where is it at? Where is it at? He's running these players into the ground. He's running them right into the ground. This is why I said player welfare should be number one priority at this football club. And Don, you're 100%. It sounds like Arteta got someone in the dressing room. And guess you know who that is, don't you? We all know who the. Hold on. Don't y'all tell me y'all don't know who. You got two folks in that dressing room. You know which two in that dressing room is the one that report back. Who do y'all? I want y'all to guess who it is. Yeah, you tell me who y'all think it is. I know exactly what two it is. You know what two report back? You know what two are in that dressing room. And they're reporting back. You know exactly who it is. Let's see here. Where is it at here? Where is the other one at here? Told y'all we was coming with the receipts today. Where is it at here? Where is my... While y'all in here, make sure you hit that like, share, and subscribe. We're going to go right back to this. We're going to go right back to this as well. That's right. Havertz and Odegaard. We know this already. Jurrien Timber reveals the scary thing that Mikel Arteta did after Arsenal injury. Where is this quote at? It says, speaking on an episode of Match Day, Timber spoke about the trouble he had playing towards the end of the season due to the injury he was carrying. Not one top Gooner discussed this. Not one. Not one. No, there was no discussion of this. Shout out to Yas in the chat for breaking all of this down and translating it for us. Not one. Not one top Gooner actively asked the question to discuss it. But then now all of a sudden, well, what's going on? What's happening here? No, y'all knew about this. You just didn't want to talk about it. It got worse. I had an orange, excuse me if I butcher an orange scan, and the conclusion was I had to undergo surgery at the end of the season. I wanted to play at Arsenal, but it was hard. Sometimes the pain is much worse. I've been through how that feels now. Timber went on to express the challenges that went on behind the scenes ahead of the Champions League and semifinal second leg against PSG. I only trained one day before the match. I thought I have no idea how to finish this because I couldn't even run. But in the second half, I got adrenaline again. A player's always going to try to psych themselves up to play. The manager has to protect that player. Remember what I told y'all? Player welfare has to be top priority. But in the second half, I got the adrenaline again. And in the 80th minute, it was time to get out. I didn't train all those weeks and was stressing for that second semifinal. What the Dutch defender admitted does not paint a good look for Mikel Arteta, suggesting that the manager turned a blind eye to the pain he was in. It hurt so much. The manager thinks you has had a scan. It can't get worse. Make sure you're ready. But he doesn't see how much pain I'm in. I've told this story one time before. I don't know if I've told it on Lee, but I have told Lee this story before. I was coaching some kids. We were in a tournament, and we was in the final. And one of my players, Alex, one of he was my left winger. He stepped in a hole on the pitch. You know, the holes that you can't see as you're running. He stepped in one, and his ankle swelled up. And I looked at him, and he said, "Coach, I can go." I looked at him and said, "Nah. You're done for the day." And he said, "No, but I can run." So he's trying to run around. You know, he's trying to show me he can do. And I said, "Bro, you can run all day long. You're not playing today. You're not doing it." We ended up going to PKs right as we're going through that whole situation. He comes over. He said, "Well, I can take a penalty kick." I said, "There's absolutely no way I'm letting you go out there and take a penalty kick." I said, "Number one, I don't want that pressure on you. I don't want that pressure on you. Two, I don't want you to miss, and I don't want you to have to live with that for the rest of your life if you end up missing that because of an injury. And it's okay. Hey, you played a good game today. You're not playing. You have to do that sometimes." This manager, you have to play because I don't have anything better than you. It's on the bench. And that's because he set that situation up. See, when you see these players getting run into the ground like this with what you see here with Timber, this is because the manager has not made preparations. Remember, we talked about that storm earlier in the show here. You have to be able to see what's coming. Injuries are a part of the game. So when you hear top gooners talking about we're unlucky, bad luck, this and that, you're not prepared. That's what it boils down to. We are not prepared. Not prepared. So you're forcing players to try to compensate. I'll read it again. The manager thinks you has had a scan. It can't get any worse. Basically, he's okay. If he's had a scan, he's all right. Make sure you're ready. But he doesn't see how much pain I'm in. Hurting these gentlemen like cattle. He's back playing now, but for how long? Those are the questions that need to start being asked. How long are these players back for? When you hear people go on these shows, they say, well, such and such is coming back. Yeah, but how long are they going to be back? For how long? Because we've already heard about the training regimen. Which is, I'm glad I started about that because I got this right here. I got this today. Let me close these out right quick. I've got a couple other things here. Here we go. Let's go here right quick before we go to the other one. I got some good stuff for y'all. Arsenal training camp rocked by injury blow as Liverpool could get huge title boost. This was last season. It's warm weather training. Havertz's setback is poorly timed as Arsenal is also concerned about Gabriel Martinelli's fitness after he was injured against Newcastle. Yes, he felt something. He felt something. You always hear that. He felt something. He felt something. He always says that. He felt something. They felt something. Gabby felt something. He felt something. Felt something. He felt something. Bro, a player's in pain. He's in pain. He's reaching for this. He's got a hamstring and he's reaching for his hamstring. He's in pain. Quote, I think it was a hamstring and he wasn't comfortable to continue, so we'll have to do an MRI to see the extent of the injury. Brother, if it's a hamstring, you might well just go ahead and just buck it. You ever notice you don't catch Arteta saying this. He never says, I think it's a hamstring. We're going to probably give him a couple of weeks off, and then we'll do a scan to give him a couple of weeks off, and we'll see where he's at. He never says that. He never says, let me just give him a week or two off, and let me see. Because he knows he doesn't have anything better. He knows he's not prepared for if that player's out. He doesn't have any preparations. I can't change my formation. I can't change it. Because my formation, I have to play this. I have to play that. It has to be this way. It has to be plan A. There's no plan B because it has to be plan A. Never. Arsenal may face Leicester City without several key players, including Gabby Jesus, who suffered a season knee injury, but Bukayo Saka, whose return after hamstring issue remains uncertain. That was back in February. Defensive concerns also remain with Ben White and Tomiyasu sidelined due to injuries. We know what happened to Tomiyasu. He's still not without a club. He's done. His career is over. His career is over. Now, for those who just joined, we'll go back to this. And this is why, remember I told y'all earlier, you're going to see all this stuff pop back up again. We'll come back to this in just a second, but I want y'all to see this. Let's just to hammer it home again. Right here. This was Arteta's injury history when he was playing. Do these not look familiar? That everything that we've talked about, does this not look familiar? You're seeing it play out with the players. You're seeing all of this play out with these players. They're being broken. So when we get to March, April, and May, the business end of the season, they're dropping like flies. This is why when Kenny came out, the first part of the season, when we was on that big run, Kenny said, we look good, but can we stay healthy the entire season? This is why when we were on that winning run, I said, hey, can we deal with adversity and can we stay healthy? We've got to keep the players healthy. The key to Arsenal's success is health. Can the manager manage? Those two things go hand in hand. And this is why year after year we see situations where we fall apart. The players are worn out. They're worn out. Over and over and over and over. Watch this. This is ice cream here. This is ice cream and cake right here. I couldn't believe I found this. Look at this. Arteta's training sessions analyzed how they have improved Arsenal. This was in 2023. See, this was we were rolling this year. 2023, we was in good shape. Trust the process was the divisive rhetoric not too long ago with Arteta at Arsenal. They appointed him in December 2019. Oh, my God. Look at that. 2019. Look at it. 6 years. Age 41, he is the third youngest manager in the youngest team. His job title was changed from head coach after 9 months in charge. Shane, you've been telling people that, but they don't want to hear it. But there it is right there for you. There it is right there for you. Al, if that's you in the chat, brother, happy birthday, my friend. I can't tell if that's you or not because they got it changed up a little bit here. But I hope you're doing well, my brother. Shane, I'll read it again for him so that way they've heard it. They appointed him in December of 2019, age 41. His job title was changed from head coach after 9 months in charge. As Arsenal felt he could do, quote unquote, so much more. Earlier this month, the Spaniard reached 100 victories as a manager with the highest win percentage, 59.5 in club history. Watch this now. We're going to scoot down a little bit. Where is it at here? Look at all this. Where is it at? It's one particular thing in here I wanted to pull up. It's coming up here. I think this is, here it is coming up. It's coming up. Unopposed practices. Watch this now. Watch this. I'm going to show y'all. Better than I can tell y'all. These drills are completed without opposition, something often associated with Iberian coaches. It may seem ridiculous and irrelevant for elite level players to train without defenders trying to stop them, but integrating and refining these patterns is both easier when unopposed and less physically intense. Now, wait a minute. Now, we just heard. See, this is a classic example of what the media will put out there for you. But we just heard what did the players say? What did the players say? What did the men on the pitch say? What did they say? You just saw what Declan said. You saw what Benjamin said. You saw what Urian said. Anonymous. Eddie Nketiah. Being funny, y'all. So don't Eddie. If you're watching this, don't think I'm being serious. But you look at this. Watch this now. Watch this. I'm going to show y'all this. You have to tie all this stuff in together. You have to tie it all together. Quote, we have to train. We have that train, that soccer taking contact. He said this month, when to take certain balls, when to run, when to jump. We cannot control what the opponents are going to do or the referee in a split second. Watch this. We have to train that, he said, when to take certain balls, when to run, when to jump. Sound like robots. Yeah. You are reading this right, brother. You are reading this right. You're looking at the same thing I'm looking at, my friend. The same thing I'm looking at. So you said people walking there saying that, man, well, how does this tie back? Let's look at this. Just look at these games. Look at these games. Watch this now. Watch this. They say, well, Southern, how does this tie back into these games? I'm going to show y'all where. Right here. You know when y'all start seeing these unopposed practices and stuff like that? Right there. Right there. Right there. This is why we in critical situations. Players are standing there. They don't know exactly what to do because that's what they've been practicing. at an intense level. He's basically got them running around at practice. They're running more than they do in the game. So guess what? What happens now if you take that what you just heard, that we practice more at practice than we run more at practice than we do in the game. So what happens when you get in the game? What happens? As soon as they get to a certain period of the game, what happens? Start to fall off. You start to fall off. Combine that with micromanaging. Combine that with we teach the player when to run, when to jump. You basically got robots. They're programmed. So when we tell you all that they're programmed to play a certain way, the proof is right there. And when it doesn't go a certain way, i.e. this right here, when it doesn't go a certain way, the game plan is done. Shout out to Shane again. I have to say it again. Shane says it all the time. When he goes to sit down, you know the game's over. You just hope that that somebody on the pitch can save you. And 100%, Vincent, you're 100% correct right there, brother. You're 100% correct right there. This is why Odegaard a lot of times has no clue what to do. He's out when they're out there, ladies and gentlemen, when they're out there doing this, unopposed practices. We have to train soccer. That soccer taking contact, he said this month, when to take certain balls, when to run, when to jump. Just remember that. Take certain balls, when to run, when to jump. Seven of Arteta's 8 most used players so far this season were under 25. The exception is 30-year-old Xhaka, who has called his manager a tactical freak. But how do those tactics work out for you, Xhaka? Because you didn't win a damn thing while you was here. This is why I said you have to break this. When you analyze this manager, you have to go in depth because he's a master of manipulation. And see, a lot of times what you find is like I showed you. You go back and you look at his injury record, and then you look at how he trains his players. You would think that he'd have better common sense to say, you know what, it was rough on me as a player. There's certain things I know what I need. Certain players need certain things you don't. Arteta is selective about his target players' position on the outside. They offer direction for teams to play end to end and can be used to bounce passes off of. Collectively, these practices are intended to develop players, units, and a team that controls games but can pass in various ways to create chances to move the opposition, to retain possession, to see out results. Sounds like you are sitting back defending. Does that not sound like sitting back and defending, chat? This is why when you saw the game like you saw this weekend, you get back in the game. Let's just sit back and let's see. He just told you. Just word for it. Just told you. See out results. The proof is in the pudding here, ladies and gentlemen. Watch this. Transitions have been a weak spot under Arteta. Following a late win at home. This is in 2023, by the way. Following a late win at home to Manchester United in January, the reality is that we still have a lot of things that we can get much better at, such as attacking and defending and transition. What did we see this weekend, ladies and gentlemen? What did we see with Aston Villa this weekend? They were caught Morgan Gibbs. They were not Morgan Gibbs, right? What's his name? Y'all know I'm talking about. What was carving us the shreds at Aston Villa. Carving us to shreds this weekend. One ball over the top, two balls over the top, one ball. That pass from John McGinn through the midfield, whoosh, right through the midfield. Gates wide open. Morgan Rogers. Appreciate it, brother. Right through midfield. Right through midfield. Right through midfield. Right. Whenever we draw or lose, what happens when we play these teams that got good can split channels pretty good? Transition. Get caught out. 2-3 passes. Manchester United, first game of the season. Go back to Manchester United, first game of the season. Go back to when we played Man City. One pass right through the middle. Watch this. This was in 2023. This is why I said you got to watch this thing. Let's go down to 2023. Small-sided and coaching style. Small-sided games and coaching style. Give me a second. Let me get a little water here. 16 low blocks we have faced this season, said Arteta before the game away to Aston Villa. Ironically, Aston Villa last month. Arsenal's 24th league fixture, which followed them failing to beat deep line Brentford and Everton. Oh, shit. We got Everton coming. Did I tell y'all that earlier? About the storm? Did I tell y'all the storm's coming, right? Okay. 16 low blocks. Low blocks are often problematic for high possession teams. In October of 2020, Arteta said Arsenal have to try and change our strategy a little bit and try to train against more certain blocks that I think are going to happen a bit more often. Well, have you been training enough to beat low blocks? We're going to work on that. In the moment we improve it, we'll become even better. This is why I say a lot of times you have to go through and you have to break this thing down and look at this. Look at this. This article is sitting out there tucked away. It's tucked away. Here we go. Have a little fun here. Thinking outside the box. White has said that Arteta thinks of every single detail that could possibly benefit us. He has some slightly unorthodox methods, including something coaches call differential training, which involves changing the demands, environment, and equipment to add variability and destabilize players, providing them with different problems to solve requires adaptability and new solutions. The best example was when Arteta had the players train to the sound of the iconic "You'll Never Walk Alone." Yes, they lost that match 4-0, an outcome that can easily make the process look redundant. But Arteta explained he had previously been overwhelmed in a game at Anfield and needed to prepare his young team. Brother, you played for Everton most of your career. You saw that shit most of your career. You knew what was going on down there at Liverpool before you got there. You knew that. And if you couldn't get that over to your players as a manager, having played for a team that knows what that derby means, then brother, that right there is all you need to know. All you need to know. Another example is last winter in Dubai, where Arteta and other staff were throwing tennis balls at players trying to dribble from one side of the penalty area to another. Did y'all hear that? Now, did y'all hear about this? I didn't hear about this. Did y'all hear about this? This is news to me. Norsky, did you hear about this? Rashid, chat, did y'all hear about this? This one went past me. This one got past me. Tennis balls. Tennis balls. Another example is from winter training camp in Dubai last February, where Arteta and other staff were throwing tennis balls at players trying to dribble from one side of the penalty area to the other. Wait a minute. This is a circus. I hate I ain't got no circus music on here. I don't have any circus music on here. This is suffice. This is what we doing at practice. So when we get in games, this is people are wondering. People are wondering why when we get to February, March, and April, why it all falls apart. I'm so quiet. I'm asking this shot here. Tennis balls. Recently, there was the sight of 3 players performing a 2-ball passing drill with 1 ball, a size 5, and another one, a size 1. That became a rondo using the 1 ball. Anyone who has tried to play with one of those know how tricky it is to control and strike. Y'all read this with me? Are you all seeing this? This is what's going on. This is kindergarten. Good God. Arteta is a fledgling manager, but it's difficult not to see this season as a defining one for him or as Arsenal. He has refused to set long expectations when he succeeded Unai Emery, and that has not changed. We go training by training, he said in January. Arteta had club staff paint a large Arsenal badge with the words "Train to Win" above it at London Colney. It's positioned so that players have to walk over it every day to get to the training pitches. And they are following that message. One last little bit of housekeeping we need to take care of here before we go. We're not getting ready to go out here just yet. But I want you all. Let me find it right quick. Y'all bear with me here. We got a couple of things here. We got a couple more things here on the docket. Found this cool graphic. Shane, I'll send this to you. Matter of fact, I'll do it right now. While I'm seeing here online, I'll send it to you right now, brother. This is something I found that was pretty damn cool today. I just found this. There you go. I just sent it to you, brother. Notes got to get to you as well. Let me pull this up. Check this out right here. This is the 2024-25 injury review for the Premier League. Look at this. AFC Bournemouth. 23 time lost injuries. 1,185 days lost. 184 games missed. All right, get your pencil and your paper out. Everybody get your pencil and your paper out. Get your pencil and your paper out. 163 games missed for Arsenal. There we go, right there. 1297. All right. Aston Villa. Brentford. Brighton. Ooh, God. They'll tell you we're the most unlucky team in the world. Look at this. Chelsea. Palace. Everton. Fulham. We're just going to keep it rolling. Look at this. Ipswich. This is last season, by the way, for those everybody's wondering. Liverpool. City. Oh, City. Okay. United. Newcastle. Forest. Spurs. So like Spurs have had last season had more injuries than we did. Are they unlucky? And won a trophy, by the way. West Ham, Wolves. Oh, 593 time lost injuries. What do we see right there? Oh, relegated, Brighton, won a trophy. Oh, there we are. If anybody, any football club has any gripe about injuries, it's Brighton. Brighton. Games missed, Brighton. Look at this. Yeah, I just saw that. Thought it was pretty cool. Drop it in the chat if y'all want it. There you go. Yeah, I could actually put that. If I feel like I can do that now, I can drop live chat, live links now. I think I can do it that way. You should be able to click on that. That's for everybody if you want it. Let's tackle this. Let's tackle this. Make sure I got the right one. Because there's been a lot of talk about this as well. They've said, well, the striker's no good. He can't do anything. Well, you have to ask yourself, is the manager putting him in the best situation to get the best out of him? Now, this is last season's formation and setup for Sporting Lisbon. Now we see they're playing with a 3. This is a 3-4-3, 3-4-3. Well, 3-4-2-1. Depending on how you want to look at it. Look at right in here. You've constantly got wing players, and you've constantly got the ball moving around. All right. Well, they've played several times. They've played several different formations. Oh, they a 4-4-2. Well, he wasn't in the team. I think he was injured. I think he was out for that game, if I'm not mistaken. There you go. Oh yeah. Hey, watch this. You're gonna have, bro. Let me tell you something. When Pee Wee comes back on the scene, my friend, woe be on the Yokers, man. Woe be on to Yokers. Let's just look at this. Look at how many times the formations. Look at this. 4-2-3-1. Look at this. The support is there. The support is there, right there. Now watch this now. Let's do this. Let's go. Let's see if I can find us. Let's go. Where are we at? Four, 3-3. Y'all saw all the formation that you saw over there for Yokers, right? Y'all saw that. Y'all just saw it. Y'all saw all that over there. That's support. Watch this. Look at it. Let's go to last year. Let's go back to last year. Watch this. 4-3-3. Watch this. Because people will say, hey, Shane. Hey, chat. When you say, let's play 4-4-2, they'll say, oh, we don't ever play a 4-4-2. We don't ever play 4-4-2. When I say, let's play Marino up top with Jokeris, or let's play Havertz up top with Jokeris, what do they say? Oh, that'll never work. That'll never work. What do you see right here? What did we play last year 8 times? What did we play? What did we play? So when I tell you that we're not playing to the best to get the best out of the striker, the proof right here. Here's the proof right here. Jazz has said 4-4-2 time after time. I'm constantly saying it because you got a throwback striker. But instead, we revert back to this. But then right here, he plays Pee-wee with Trossard. See? He will use it. This will be the formation when Havertz returns. Jokers won't be included in it, though. Jokers won't be included. Four, 2, 3, 1. Look at this. Telling you all, the manager is not getting the best out of our striker. He's not playing to the strengths of the striker. $48 times last year, he went with this formation. He just did it this weekend. What did he play? Let's see what did he play this weekend. Oh, right there. What happened this past weekend, ladies and gentlemen? We overran where? Midfield. He's already played it 15 times this season. He's played this 4-2-3-1. Mighty man, if I'm doing this kind of research and I'm just getting up on a random Tuesday morning, then what is somebody who's getting paid mega bucks? Mega bucks. Saliba, Rice, Trossard did not take part in training this afternoon. Rice don't need to be playing for another week. He needs a whole week off. But back to this. If I'm seeing this, then you know the other manager's seeing this. 4-3-3. This is why during the game, if you go back and watch the replay of Lee's watch along, first thing I said, hey man, we're playing a 4-3-3. They're playing a 4-4-2. We're gonna get overran in midfield. And that's exactly what happened. And then you combine that with Jokers coming on. I don't know if they're gonna let me. They won't let me do it that way. I was gonna try to flip it around, but they won't let me bring Jokers in. You bring Jokers into that, and now what is he expected to do? The team, we go all the way back. We can go all the way back to Sporting. And there you go right there. Constantly in a situation where he can receive the ball, opportunities, all over. They play several different formations. You go back to us. We can go. You know what? For fun, chat. Let's go back. Let's take it back. Let's go to 2023. Look at this. Look, y'all see this? Well, we'll go to 2022. 2020. Oh, what happened in 2022, y'all? What happened in 2022? What happened? See, this proves to show you that this manager was shell-shocked by what happened in 2022. Because you can clearly see it right here. We tried everything. We're going to do what? Get the best out of who? What? She's your queen to be an object of affection to be used into discretion. See, it's crazy how he's going. Back then, he's like, oh, we got to try this. We got to try that. We got to try this. We got to try that. Let's try this. Let's try that. Oh, Jesus. Martinelli. Oh, for those. They told me Martinelli couldn't play through the middle. That's what they said. Oh, Martinelli can't play through the middle. Are you crazy? Are you crazy? 21. Y'all better start listening to you talk, Gooners. Y'all better. This is 21. Y'all better stop listening to you talk, Gooners talking about. Oh, we can only play one way. Look at this, 20. They tell y'all all that stuff. They get on here. They get on YouTube. They run these graphs. They run these charts. And then you go. All you gotta do is start from 22. You start seeing, and then you go to 23. And look, 50 times. 50. And when we tell y'all this brother is stubborn, y'all think we crazy. Y'all say, man, the manager's stubborn. He's not changing his tactics. Oh, you can't blame that on the manager. You can't blame that on the manager. What do y'all see? And then when folk like Areola show up and turn you over, you wonder how it happened. Oh, Arsenal's going to play a 4-3-3. We'll just throw extra man in midfield. And then I say, when I tell y'all he's not getting the best out of it, he's not providing with the striker with the best opportunity to score. When y'all clearly saw way back here in 21. Not that one. Martinelli and Jesus played up top together. And y'all tell me that we can't play Mikel Marino and Jokeris together up top. For Marino to provide the through balls, flicks and tricks, the dips and the dabs. You telling me we can't do that? You can't put Jesus up there to run off of Jokeris to run off of Jesus. It's not Jesus, but Martinelli. Pardon me, Martinelli. You telling me you watch this, chat? Watch this. You telling me we couldn't put Saka up there with Jokeris? But I told you try something different. Let's put Saka up there with Jokeris. You got Matt Wakey on the right, Martinelli on the left. Well, that means that Declan Rice, either Zubamendi or either Odegaard got to be dropped. Well, if it has to be done, it has to be done. Chat. This is what I'm saying: is that this manager, he's still running this. He's running this football club like it is an absolute military exercise. And until this manager decides to make some wholesale changes within himself and with these players, it's gonna be more of the same. More of the same. Is the press conference out before we get ready to screw out here? Let me see if this press conference out today. I don't think it's out just yet. I want to see what you guys say about tomorrow. I don't think it's out. If they just announced the train, I don't think he's out there. I don't think it's out there. Yeah, I don't see it just yet. It'll probably drop in the next hour or two. Chat, let me we're gonna go ahead and get ready to wind down. I hope that y'all enjoyed today's show. Let me go ahead. Who is live right now? Do we have anybody live right now? Anybody live that we can tap into? Let's see here. Let me is anybody alive that we can tap into right now? Big up the chat. Big up the chat. Tony, I see you there, brother. Much love, my friend. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're doing well, brother. Who do we have live right now? Who is live right now? We got BBK for to go live. All right, say no more. Let me see. As I can find him. Think I got it right there. We all set. We got him set, ready to roll. Set, ready to roll. Chat. Hope you enjoyed today's stream. If you have not, make sure that you like, share, and subscribe. Before we go, I will give it to y'all one more time. I've actually had somebody text me, said, run it again. I'm going to run it again for you. Here you go.
Make sure you like, share, and subscribe to The Southern Gooner here on YouTube.